It's hard to believe a year has passed since the incident. I laid there on my bed, trying to rid the memories of that unfortunate night. But no matter how hard I try, I can't repress the events of that night. Halloween again, I said quietly to myself. I got up from my bed and headed towards the kitchen. Today, I wasn't going to school due to the special circumstances. I ate my breakfast and made no conversation with my family. My family just glared at me the whole time. So today's a nice day. Perfect weather, my mom said. I just looked at her and left the kitchen. I went back to my room and sat there at my desk, staring at the clock. I miss my friends, and not a day goes by that I haven't thought about them. The police never found a trace of them after that night, and obviously, they didn't believe a single word I said. Typical cops, I thought in my head. I kept the sticky note I received after that night in a box in my closet. Should I? I questioned myself. I went to my closet, grabbed the box, and placed it on my desk. Alright, it's time, I said to myself. I opened the box to find the sticky note was no longer there. No, this can't be right. I started to panic. I searched my room from top to bottom to find the note, but no luck. Running out of options, I stormed out of my room and went back into the kitchen. After a heated screaming match with my parents, I stormed out of the kitchen and headed into the garage. I grabbed my bike and set off into the street. I don't know what I accomplished doing this, but I need to leave. I pedaled my way down the streets and through traffic until I reached the cemetery. I left my bike on the grass and walked down the numerous rows of graves. Then, I reached my friends' graves. Who did this? I whispered. I stood there in silence and dread, remembering all the good times of my fallen friends. A tear rolled down my cheek. It's scary how life can take the things and people you love away from you in a matter of seconds. My friends aren't dead. They're trapped by that monster. I spent a whole year living in fear of it. I've done everything I can to keep him away. Rituals, sacrifices, spells, everything. I hoped this was over and that I could live on with my life. I was about to leave until I noticed something on one of the gravestones. It was a sticky note. I leaned down, and on the note, it read,
I haven't forgotten about you yet.
I froze. How did the sticky note get here? Unless I dropped the note and began sprinting towards my bike. Before I reached my bike, a black tall figure appeared in front of me.
What's the hurry? We're just getting started,
He said. Everything faded to black. I woke up tied to a chair in a large concrete chamber with only a light from the ceiling and a metal door. The metal door then opened, and the hooded man walked in.
I told you I hadn't forgotten about you,
The hooded man remarked. I felt too weak to talk. All my energy had been sucked out of me. I just glared at him.
Your protection is gone. I'm going to have fun with you tonight. Let's begin, shall we?
He said. He brought in a cart filled with various torture devices. He took out a sharp knife and jammed it into my chest cavity. I yelled at the top of my lungs as blood gushed out of my body.
Shut up!
He yelled as he grabbed my tongue and cut it off with his knife. I felt the blood gushing out of my mouth. I tried to get away until he ripped open my torso and violently stabbed my organs.
Do you know how much trouble you caused me? How a simple human escaped from my grasp?
He raged as he began tearing apart my organs. He grabbed my intestines and started choking me with them. I gasped for air. Everything started to fade out. He let go of me and walked to the cart. He grabbed a dull hacksaw from the cart and began cutting off my limbs. I felt the hacksaw rip through my muscle. The pain was nothing I have ever felt before. I kept yelling and resisting. Hopefully someone or something will save me. But I guess my luck has run out. The hooded man grabbed my arm and tore it out of my body. I can't take it anymore. I shut my eyes. I woke up back on the chair. My body was restored and back to normal. I heard a laugh from my dark corner.
We're just getting started.
The hooded man smirked. The metal door opened, and I saw my family walk in the room. They had no expression on their faces. "No," I said in disbelief. "This can't be."
You should have seen the look in their eyes.
He laughed. My family, gone. My worst fears became a reality. Every nightmare, fear, and doubt. The past year, I lived in mortal terror for my life and my family, wondering when he'll strike. But it ended up happening anyway. My fate was doomed from the start. He tortured me for hours on end, not sparing any tool or method. I could do nothing but sit there. After a couple of hours, he stopped and said,
Now it's time for you to become my puppet, you pest.
He stuck his whole hand in my chest. I felt the very being of me torn out of my body, my very soul tearing into shreds. No, I'm not giving up. I began to fight back with all my might. He's not taking me.
What? No, this can't be. It's impossible.
He said in shock as I tore the soul out of his body. I control him now. I felt the power of thousands of souls coursing through my veins. I could now liberate all the souls of the innocent people that had fallen victim to the hooded man. Or become stronger. It's Halloween night, and I made my decision.
It's time to collect souls.